Episode 24. Iran army was moving toward Turan's capital. On their way they arrived to a huge castle. The castle belonged to a group of people who ate human flesh. They were cannibals. The owner of the castle was a man called Kafur. The soldiers of the castle were throwing arrows to Iranian soldiers. Rostam understood that he could not defeat the enemy soldiers easily. He had a smart plan. Rostam ordered his soldiers to excavate a tunnel from the castle's pillar to inside the castle. Then he ordered his army to light a big fire there. The fire reached inside the castle and people of the castle started to flee. Bijan and other Iranians threw arrows to the people and most of them were killed. Rostam and his army could enter the castle and collect all the war equipment for themselves. Then, Rostam ordered Give to go forward and invade the city of Khotan that was on the way to Turan capital. Give could invade the city and the Turan soldiers there were arrested. Afrasiab heard of Iranians' victory. Afrasiab had a son called Shide. He told his father, "It is better for us to send our precious properties to the city of Almasrud and protect them from Iranians." Then Afrasiab called a mighty commander of his country who was unknown to Iranians. His name was Puladvand. Afrasiab asked him to be the war commander. The two armies encountered. Puladvand went front and asked for a rival. Tus went front. The two men fought, but Puladvand was stronger and could beat Tus. Give joined Tus for help. But he was also beaten by Puladvand. Puladvand went front and reached to Iranian's flag, which was called Dirafsha Kavian. He tore the flag with his sword. Iranians were shocked. That time Rostam was not among the army. He was tired of wars and needed some rest. He was in his camp. Soldiers told him about Puladvand. Though Rostam was tired, he decided to go and fight with this mighty Turanian man. First, they fought on horses. Then two men decided to fight without swords. Both were mighty and full of motivation to win. Afrasiab saw the scene. He believed that the only way to kill Rostam was to deceive him. So, he sent a message to Puladvand, but Rostam understood about the trick. Rostam could take Puladvand up and then threw him down. A huge sound was heard. Everybody thought Puladvand was dead, but he got up, got onto his horse and left the war zone quickly. When Afrasiab saw this scene, he knew that Rostam would soon go after him. So he left the war zone quickly. What he did caused fear in his army's heart. Turanian army lost the war again and retreated. Rostam, who was tired of all these battles, decided to go back to Iran and have a rest for a while. The news of Iranians' victory reached to King Khosrow. The king was very happy and greeted Rostam and his army very well. Rostam stayed in king's palace for a month and then went back to his city in Sistan. For some time, everything was on the rail. No war, no battle, no tension. One day King Khosrow and some royal men were in a garden. A shepherd came in. He told the king that it's been some time that a wild animal attacks the king's horses in the royal meadow and kills the horses. It is impossible to capture it. King had heard of a giant creature called Akvan Div. He believed this could only be done by Akvan Div. King sent a message to Rostam and asked him to come to the capital. When Rostam arrived, the king told him all that happened. Rostam went to the royal meadow. He stayed there for some days. On the fourth day, a giant black horse appeared. Rostam knew that this black horse was the giant who has disguised himself as a horse. When Rostam wanted to throw an arrow toward the horse, it disappeared. The next day, when Rostam was tired and asleep, the giant arrived. The giant excavated a hole around the place that Rostam was sleeping. Then took Rostam up to the air. When Rostam woke up, he knew he was not on the ground and he found that the giant had captivated him. The giant arrived and told Rostam, "You will die soon. Just tell me, do you want to be thrown in the sea or mountains?" Rostam knew that whatever he says, the giant will do the opposite. So, he told the giant, "I want to die in the mountains. It is said that death in the mountain is more honorable and epic." The giant threw Rostam to the sea. Rostam could swim. And the giant did not know this. Finally, Rostam could survive and arrived to a land. He had some challenges to find his horse. At last, he found Raksh. On his way, he saw the giant again. This time he acted quickly. He threw a rope around the giant and then killed the giant. Then, Rostam went back to King's palace and he was greeted very well. The king gave him a lot of precious gifts and Rostam went back to Sistan. End of episode 24. Thank you for watching.